When you think about it, your life is right now. Now. It's now. And during this now, you are a vibrational mix of perspectives, because you are far more than these physical bodies. You are source energy. And that source energy perspective is within you at all times. That source energy perspective, we call it your inner being. That inner being perspective has a point of attraction. That inner being point of attraction is calling cooperative components to who you have become. Since you've been here, you've been sifting and sorting, and you've been coming to new conclusions about what you prefer. And in very real terms, and vibrationally speaking, you have been becoming this evolved you. It just can't not be that way. Life is causing that to happen. When you know what you don't want, what you do want rings clear. And that vibration radiates from you, and your inner being embraces it and holds steady to it. So what happens then is that point of attraction, it's you. It's who you really are. It's who you were before you came into this body, and it's mostly who you are now. But it's often not the part of you that you know as you. The part of you that you know as you is often the personality that you identify as you. It's the personality that you call me. It's how you've come to live in the world. And in many ways, it's how you think others are regarding you in the world. It's your perspective of their perspective of you. So it's a sort of watered down, convoluted version of who you are. Meanwhile, the non-physical part of you has a pure version of who you are. Non-resisted when you were born, and only the non-resisted pieces, knowing what you do want, coming forth from you, and your inner being embracing them. So there are two points of attraction that are potential within you at all times, and that's why you feel emotions. When the two aspects of you are vibrationally in alignment, which means all allowing of who you are and no resistance of who you are, you feel what you call positive emotions. It feels like satisfaction at a minimum. It feels like passion and extraordinary feelings of emotion. It feels like love and appreciation. But if you, in your human personality, who we adore, and you often don't, if you are focused in a way that is different from who you really are, if you are finding a reason to blame others or yourself, if you are pushing against something unwanted rather than thinking about something wanted, then what happens to you is that you, well-meaning that you are, you set up a vibration of discord, and you feel negative emotion. That's what negative emotion is. Negative emotion is you not being you. So we know you've heard this. We've talked about it for a long time, and you've been listening to us for a long time. You've been reading and watching and listening, and we know that conceptually you understand these things. But we are so much anticipating where you can come to recognize in real terms the power that you have in any moment in time to be fully aligned with who you are. Most people don't work at that at all. They don't try for that at all. And we don't want a lot of effort and a lot of work and a lot of trying and a lot of struggle. But we do want you to acknowledge that you have two potential points of attraction, and when you are in vibrational sync with your inner being, your attraction power is indescribable. That's when big things move quickly for you. So, as we're talking with you about being a deliberate creator, it seems prudent that you would pay attention to your emotions and that you would do something about them when you feel negative emotion. But in many ways, once you feel negative emotion, you've already introduced the resistance into the equation. And once the resistance has been introduced into the equation, it's hard to get rid of it because law of attraction is causing it to stay in a holding pattern too. So then, through the years, as we've been observing you, as you've been regurgitating this information that we are offering to you, is that you struggle against your own negative emotion as if your negative emotion is something that you should not feel. while all along it is guidance. It is an indicator. It's an indicator of how open to allowing what you want you are, or how closed and to what degree you are closed and not letting it in. And people have become so accustomed to feeling some level and some version of negative emotion that most don't even realize that they're doing it until you have some time in non-resistant thought. Once you've experienced some time in non-resisted thought, then the time that you spend in resisted thought becomes really clear to you. And you can get so good at sensing that it's coming that you can head it off, in essence, before it gets there. And that is so much more a productive, but even more than productive, powerful, but even more than powerful. Although what's more than powerful? It is a satisfying, good feeling way to live. We want you to be joyful in your now, in your now, in your now. And we want you to know that you can be. And we want you to know that even though there are all kinds of things going along around your life, personal life, and in the world in general, some things up close to you, some things further away, your attention to all things contributes to the mix of vibrations that you've got going on. So you are an interesting species, you humans, because you've come into this physical time and place because you are creators, you are powerful creators, and you knew as you were making the decision to come into your body that there would be variety, that there would be things wanted and not wanted. You knew that contrast would surround you, and you knew that in that contrast you would make choices. And you also knew that with every choice that you made, with every preference, everything preferred by you, that you would launch a rocket of desire, and that source energy part of you would embrace it and would give undivided, meaning non-resisted, giving undivided attention to what you're wanting, which is why you have vibrationally evolved. Now, sometimes you don't want to hear us talk about your vibrational evolution, but it is so important that you understand that you are vibrationally evolving, because if you don't know it, then you have no reason to want to keep up with that vibrational evolution. And if you don't know about it and you don't care about keeping up with it, and you don't keep up with it, then you don't get to be joyful in this moment and in this moment and this moment. So many humans just let life come at them and they just respond to it. So if it's something wanted, they respond positively. If it's something not wanted, they respond negatively. But they don't feel, and they really don't have, under those conditions, any control of their own experience. And you are supposed to have control of your experience. You are the creator of you. You are the creator of your reality. It can be the way you want it to be. So we've been talking about this and you've been hearing about it, but we're going to move into a whole new level of understanding for you. You are going to have the master's course in what it means to be vibrationally aware. What we mean by that is you're going to join your inner being more and more about the thoughts that your inner being is thinking about your now moment in time. Are you aware that your inner being is thinking about your now moment in time, every single moment in time? Your inner being has a perspective of it. You could say an opinion of it. You could say an approach to it. You could say an awareness of it. You could say a vibrational stake in the game. Your inner being is aware of what you're aware of and has staked a claim of positive emotion, of non-resistance, and holds so tight to that that when you look elsewhere, your inner being does not go with you. Your inner being does not follow your path of more resistance. You got to follow your inner being's path of non-resistance. And that is the path to joy. Not just the path to something going well because you got out ahead of it. Not just things going better in terms of the way things come together, like lovers and relationships and money and creations that you're working on. It's not just your creative expertise that we are talking about here. It's your joy in the moment. It's your joyful moment by moment by moment by moment life experience. And so some of you are already understanding it. Some of you are from time to time stumbling upon it. Some of you are doing it deliberately, but most of you do not yet have a clear sense of what life is like when you are really in the vibrational driver's seat. And so There isn't anything for you to worry about. In other words, don't let anything that we have said or will be saying, don't let it put you in a position where you think, oh, I've really got to learn this, because you're not going to be able to not learn this. It's going to be so obvious to you. The vibrational logic of the conversations that we will have together will be so obvious and so logical to you, and with each new awareness that washes through you, you will find a new vibrational set point from which you will not depart, not far, not long, because there's no regression. You can't go back. Once you achieve a new understanding, we are talking to you at many levels of your being. Once you achieve a new understanding, that's a new set point that you cannot regress from. It's who you are. But what that means is you're going to be more often, as we are together collectively, in vibrational sync with who you really are, which means when you're out and about and on your own, living life, letting life come to you, maybe even the life that you set into motion before we had some of the conversations that we will be having, you're going to find yourself more keenly aware of any diversion, any diversity, any resistance in your own vibrational being. Don't worry, this is not going to turn you into a weirdo. This is going to help you to be the solid, clear-minded. Clarity is the most wonderful sensation of all, being that you're born to be. We are appreciating your willingness to come and play with us. We are appreciating your willingness to be in your physical body in this very important time and in this very extraordinary space. We mean in your life, in your world at this time. There are wonderful things that are going on. So much awareness of so much. And you are shooting off rockets of desire like never before, like no generation ever before, like no vibrational body of beings ever before. In other words, your asking is so powerful. And when asking is powerful, understanding is powerful too. Because there is an equivalent answer to every question and solution to every problem. And so here you are, right where you plan to be, right where you came on purpose, right in this specific time and space to co-create with the larger, and it is larger, more powerful, and we are more powerful, non-physical, joyous aspects of you. So our encouragement to you is take it easy. Take it easy. Don't get in anybody's face about anything. Don't try to explain anything to anyone that will set them into some attitude of discomfort. If people want to know who you are and what you're about, you might tell them that you're here to figure out how to feel good in this moment and this one and this one and this one. That you are learning about focusing, and that you're coming to understand that how you feel is all about what you focus upon, and that it's much more about what you focus upon than anything else. And if they're particularly inquisitive, you might explain to them that you have come to play. You've come to capture the true essence of your playful being, that you're hopeful that you can return to the true essence of that which you were when you first came into your tiny little body with no worries about anything. And about then, they will have walked away long ago, because they really don't want to know why you're here. They want to know why you're so happy. And what you want to know is why you're so happy. And what you want to know is how you can maintain it. What you want to know in a way that you can impart it to them, maybe with words and maybe just by being who you are, is it is your intention to not just be happy. You want to know how to be happy no matter what. How to be happy in any environment. We're not preparing you for negative environments over which you must overcome. It's nothing like that. We just think that life is now. It's not just once you retire or once you meet the person that you want to spend your life with. In other words, it's now. And you have the potential of joy in every moment. So be playful and be easy. There's no homework. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are complete.